Dr. Velnari had studied xenobiology for 47 standard cycles, specializing in what the galactic scientific community termed apex hostile entities, creatures so dangerous that entire star systems maintained quarantine protocols around their home planets. She had published 17 papers on the theoretical impossibility of peaceful contact with such beings. Today, she was about to throw them all in the recycling unit. The observation deck of the research station Careful Distance provided a perfect view of designation Nightmare 7, a moon orbiting the gas giant Tartarus Prime. Through the reinforced transparisteel, she watched something that defied every principle of evolutionary psychology she'd ever learned. A human was playing fetch with a void ravager. "Computer, verify visual feed integrity," she commanded, her tail unconsciously curling in distress. "Visual feed confirmed accurate, Dr. Velnari. No technical malfunctions detected." The void ravager, officially classified as Hostilis Maximus Incarnatus, stood 12 feet tall with obsidian claws that could slice through battle armor like soft cheese. Its 6 eyes burned with bioluminescent fury, and its triple-jointed limbs could move faster than most ship sensors could track. The scientific consensus was that void ravagers existed in a state of perpetual, homicidal rage. This particular specimen was wagging what appeared to be a tail-like appendage, while a small human female threw a stick for it to retrieve. "Fascinating behavioral anomaly," Dr. Velnari muttered, making notes. "Subject appears to be experiencing what humans call fun." The human, identified as Dr. Emma Rodriguez of the Terran Xenobiological Outreach Program, had arrived on Nightmare 7 3 months ago with a small team. Their mission statement had been simple enough. First contact and friendship establishment with local fauna. The Galactic Council had approved it as a harmless scientific venture, assuming the humans would maintain safe distance and conduct observations from orbit. Nobody had expected them to land. Nobody had expected them to survive the first night. And absolutely nobody had expected them to send daily video logs of what they called monster friendship progress. "Day 73, came Dr. Rodriguez's voice through the communication array. "Razorclaw, that's what we've named the local pack leader, has finally learned to play dead on command. It took some time because void ravagers don't actually understand the concept of pretending. We had to teach them imagination first." Dr. Velnari paused her note-taking. "They taught apex predators imagination?" The video log continued as Dr. Rodriguez demonstrated. The massive void ravager, which should have been disemboweling everything in sight, obediently flopped onto its side when she pointed her finger and said, "Bang!" The creature's 6 eyes watched her expectantly until she said, "Good boy," at which point it made a sound that the translation matrix rendered as pleased rumbling. "The breakthrough came when we realized they weren't actually hostile," Rodriguez explained while scratching behind what might charitably be called the monster's ears. "They were just lonely. Void ravagers are actually highly social creatures, but they've been isolated on this moon for millennia. They attack anything that lands here because they desperately want contact, but they're so powerful that they accidentally destroy potential friends." Dr. Velnari's secondary brain began processing implications, while her primary brain refused to accept what she was observing. "Computer, display all previous first contact attempts with void ravagers." The data was horrifying. 17 different species had attempted contact over the past 3 centuries. The survival rate was 0%, usually within the first few minutes. The humans had not only survived, but had somehow turned the galaxy's most feared predators into pets. "Day 81, came another log entry. "Major breakthrough today. We've successfully taught the pack basic comedy. It started when Jenkins tripped over a root and fell face first into the mud. The ravagers made this chittering sound. We think it might be laughter, so we decided to explore humor as a bonding mechanism. The video showed a human deliberately performing what appeared to be slapstick comedy, while a group of 6 void ravagers watched intently. When the human pretended to slip on a banana peel, the monsters erupted in that chittering sound, their 6 eyes brightening considerably. "Comedy," Dr. Velnari whispered. They taught apex predators to appreciate comedy. But the day's revelations weren't finished. Dr. Rodriguez appeared on screen with what looked like a juvenile void ravager, no larger than a house cat but already sporting impressive claws. "Meet Snuggles," she announced cheerfully. "The pack's newest addition. Apparently, void ravagers have been trying to reproduce for centuries, but their eggs require specific emotional conditions to hatch. Specifically, they need to sense joy and laughter in their environment. The species was slowly going extinct because they'd forgotten how to be happy." Dr. Velnari felt her scientific worldview cracking like an eggshell. They saved an entire species with comedy. Day 95, the logs continued. The Ravagers have started developing their own sense of humor. Razorclaw has learned to hide behind trees and jump out to surprise us, not to attack, just for fun. They think it's hilarious when we scream. We're working on explaining that while we appreciate the gesture, maybe they could tone down the jump scares a bit. The final video log was the most extraordinary. Dr. Rodriguez stood before the camera with the entire Void Ravager pack behind her, all of them wearing what appeared to be crude party hats made from local vegetation. "Day 100, she announced. "Today we're celebrating Razorclaw's birthday. Well, the anniversary of when we first became friends. The pack has learned to sing Happy Birthday, though I'll admit it sounds like a cross between whale song and grinding metal. They've also made him a cake out of his favorite fermented fruits." As if on cue, the Void Ravagers began their version of the birthday song. The sound was indeed terrifying, but there was something unmistakably joyful about it. Razorclaw approached, a pile of fermented fruit that had been shaped into something resembling a cake, and gently, almost delicately, took a bite with claws that could have carved up a starship. "The Galactic Council has officially requested that we establish a permanent research station here," Rodriguez continued. "They want to study our methods for potential application with other hostile species. Between you and me, I think most of the galaxy's monsters are just misunderstood creatures who need a friend and a good laugh." Dr. Velnari turned off the video feed and stared out at Nightmare 7, where she could now see tiny figures playing what appeared to be a game of tag with creatures that had haunted galactic nightmares for millennia. "Computer," she said slowly, "begin drafting a new research proposal. Title: Reconsideration of Hostile Entity Classifications. A comprehensive study of human friendship protocols." She paused, watching a Void Ravager attempt what looked like a cartwheel while humans cheered encouragingly. "And schedule a meeting with the Terran Xenobiological Outreach Program. I believe we have much to learn." Outside the viewport, the sound of laughter, both human and decidedly inhuman, echoed across the moon's surface, proving once again that humanity's greatest weapon wasn't their technology or their resilience, but their inexplicable ability to find friends in the most unlikely places.